Downside to an accelerator that focuses on African Americans?
Absolutely not. Who else is going to do it? There needs to be a place for these guys to start that process, that breeding ground. I think if one of the other incubators said, hey, you know what, I'm going to do a minority-focused one, and I want to educate these guys to create a new crop of entrepreneurs, and that's fine. They didn't do it. African Americans are coming at a disadvantage because they don't have examples to model themselves after, right? Being the first African American-led incubator in the Valley is huge. There's someone out there who's going to watch this on television, and they're going to say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, or I'm not going to be an entrepreneur, based on what they see you do. You may have dissuaded a whole nother generation of entrepreneurs from taking that step. It's important that people see, hey, African Americans can function in the technology space and do well, that African Americans can be looked upon as an even playing field.
But everybody here talks about meritocracy. You will rise or fall on your own success, is it?
So I think to a certain degree that exists, but the larger issue is a lot of minorities don't get the skill sets to be able to rise and fall on their own success to reach that. I mean, let's look at the environment of, let's say, the incubators, the Y Combinators, the Techstars, et cetera. They are based on a certain premise, that you already know what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but you just need certain guidance or perspective to get you to the finish line. I believe that doesn't work for African Americans because a lot of us haven't had the experiences of seeing what it means to launch a tech company. I do believe at the same time, though, that the statistics work against us in the Valley because there's so few African Americans who have started companies, who have been entrepreneurs, that investors here, if they're playing the odds, they don't play in our favor, right? So the challenge is what's going to be the shift to get them to extend out of their comfort zone and take a risk on an African American founder, and what's going to allow them to help us educate those people so that they come to them the right way.
Like if 10 years from now the numbers don't change, why does it matter?
Well, I think for a few reasons. I think one is if you look at the economic climate of our country right now, the only way to change it is with new business, right? Let's say one of the founders lives in, say, Detroit, and let's say he gets funded $1 million to start, from a VC here, and he goes back to Detroit and runs that company. The difference with that is he's going back to that community, he can change lives. He can hire 3 or 4 people at $60,000 that not only affects them, but affects their entire family, right? So if more African Americans kind of understood that empowering nature of it, they'd want to create companies. They'd want to understand what it took. They'd want to have the skills.